Good morning, mate. How are you? Vic Wednesday, middle of the week. Hopefully, got more wins than losses so far, but it's a new day, it's early, and it's a clean state. You don't have to wait for a Monday, you don't have to wait till the first of the month. You can just start getting after it today. Just make one better decision today. Get up when you said you weren't. Put that laundry away. Just fix one thing on the never-ending to-do list. Get it done today. I'm going to talk about midfielders today. Before we get into the midfielders, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that watched yesterday. These morning videos are finding their audience. And yeah, they're probably going to have a 90% slant on some sort of football news. But we're going to keep it real in there as well. And try and keep a little bit of accountability, a little bit of positivity, and a little bit of, honesty about mental health. It ain't all sunshine and rainbows. There's a lot going on upstairs for a lot of us. So we're going to keep hold of that. Unapologetically keep hold of it. That's why I titled yesterday's video, "Good morning, mate, how you doing?" Because I knew it would find the people it needed to find. And it did. And genuinely, some of the comments yesterday have affected me in a way that I don't actually understand. But I am deeply, deeply humbled and deeply grateful for such a mature, sensible and positive audience. So I want to say thank you to you guys, because YouTube comments, a little bit like Twitter, a notorious cesspit. But the comments on yesterday's video, and I'm going to go back and try and reply to as many of the ones that I've missed, but I reckon I've read a good 70% of them. I've just not had a chance to reply to them all yet. I just want to say thanks. And I just want to say I appreciate those comments. If you want a little bit more, you want a little bit more of a support network, then that Telegram group that we've got is mega. And I think that is a real, genuine, tangible community that is being built. So if you're interested, check down below. There's a link for Patreon in there. Come and get it. You get some extra content, but I think like one of the most tangible things that everyone's getting is this little community. It is busy. People are in there sharing their wins, encouraging each other. Honestly, it's brilliant. So again, thank you to those guys. Thank you to you guys. Right then, let's talk about midfielders. So an article this morning about, well, I saw a couple, some linking us to Baleba and a move in January, some trying to link us to a move to Baleba in January. And then I saw Alex Crook has floated the idea of, I don't know if he's heard this or if he thinks it's just an idea, but he's like, United could move for Jobe Bellingham in January. And you go, hang on. So I did a video the other day looking at what I think are three very probable candidates for United. Baleba was on the list, and the purpose of that video was what's happened to Baleba. So that's the video I'm on about. And we used some data from Anderson and Wharton as way of comparison for those three midfielders. Now I think those three midfielders are probably very much on a list for United. And I think what came out of that, for me at least anyway, is that probably because of value, perceived value, I think Anderson would be the one I would be looking at. I think he's got a little bit more of what United are looking for. I think Wharton's very middle of the road, but I think he's probably most adaptable to a number of different systems. And I think Baleba's possibly the one with the highest ceiling, but he's the one that's fell off the most at the moment as well. So we was having a look at those sort of three midfielders. Which ones may or may not be suitable. There's a house down here that was for sale. It was about 6 months ago. I didn't have the money for it. I'd have fucking loved this place. It's got an outdoor kitchen. Comes with like a little paddock farm. And I like it. It's only walk, so I'd have loved this gaff. As you can see, it's down this little private lane. It's not even a road. Yeah. I might just start dressing up as a ghost and see if I can spook this guy out of the place and move in it. He's got like a lot of animals and stuff in his thing. I'll show you if we get a chance. Anyway, so then Jobe Bellingham gets linked, and I go, okay, mentally I'm trying to put him alongside the other three that we looked at. Compare him. Where does he stack up in terms of those? Now, his brother has obviously gone on to Dortmund, did incredible things, gone on to Real Madrid, continued incredible things. There's no animals playing out today. They have little Shetland ponies, they have sheep, they have geese, and they have chickens, which is mega, innit? There's only a couple of sheep over there, where the rest of them are all hiding out. Now, I think his brother, as an attacking midfielder, was brilliant. And before Real Madrid signed Mbappe, he was looking like genuine, like Ballon d'Or level superstar. Mbappe's come in, and I think it's really upset the rhythm of Real Madrid. They haven't looked quite as potent. They haven't looked quite as connected. Yeah, this is the gaff. I love the little old school post box for your letters. And then the house is just there. Yeah, there's a bit too many pennies for Steve. Unrelated news, join the Patreon. About 10,000 of you and we can have a chat. But yeah, the Jude Bellingham thing. He'd gone to Real Madrid. He'd done an absolute madness. Meanwhile, Jobe has gone. Sunderland looked real good. And then he followed him to Dortmund, possibly trying to recreate what his brother did to a level of success, let's be honest. And I just don't think he's the same level of football. Well, he's not the same level of football. I don't think there's any thinking about it. And I think if United went for him, there'd be so much trading on the back that it's Bellingham as a name rather than... It's not quite when we signed Jordi Cruyff, but do you know what I mean? It's very much in like we're trying to see if lightning wants to strike twice. And I just don't think he's anywhere near the level of footballer of his brother. Not only that, he's closer to his brother in terms of the position that he plays than the position that United are looking for. Wharton, he is not. Baleba, he is not. Anderson, he is not. He's another attacking midfielder, very much in the mould of his brother. In a United system, he's closer to a Bruno without the numbers. So why would, and like in a Woodward, Richard Arnold, Matt Judge era United, it is the sort of deal that you can see United going for. Under Ineos, the only thing I think that I see that makes any level of sense is his age. You don't sign players because of their age, you sign them because of their ability. And then if they've got an age profile that allows you to have maybe a resale value. But, we've done videos tons of times on what is resale value. If they're great, you ain't selling them. If they're shit, you ain't getting the resale value. So resale value is the biggest myth in football, in my opinion. There we go, nice little bit of stream. So that's the only thing I think makes any level of sense, is that. And even that don't make sense. There we go, bit of water. Lovely. I don't think he's that good. I don't think you get a bargain out of Dortmund anyway. He's not really putting up numbers. He's not even playing. I don't know how many Bundesliga games he started. I don't feel... I know it's not all of them. I know that. Oh, wow. Amanita muscaria. Check that out. top little toadstool mushroom there. How's that for a treat? Yeah, they come out in autumn. Don't usually see them right on the path like that though. There's a few spots around here where you get shitloads of them. Is it a princess mushroom? Is that what the sort of nickname for them is? Supposedly something to do with them and Christmas. Magic mushrooms and stuff. Supposedly taking some of that is going to sort out my autumn hay fever. I'm not so sure about that one, like. So yeah, United going for Bellingham. I think under previous regimes, yeah, I could absolutely start doing scout reports on him because I'd be like, right, well that's happening then, isn't it? I think under this regime, I'm not really seeing that. I'm really not seeing that in the slightest. And further to that, I don't really fancy it. How about that? I don't think it's a good move in the slightest. I don't think he's the positional profile that we need. And like I said, out of those three, I mean, here's a question for you lot. Supposedly Baleba has had his head turned a little bit. It's been spoken about a few times. It's certainly been floated out. Whether that's the real reason or whether that's not the real reason, I don't know. But all things considered, with how good a player he is, with exactly what United need, if it's not 100 million, actually, we've knocked like 30, 40 million off his price, would you go with Baleba? Would you try and sign him in January? I make you director of football at United today. Congratulations. Who are you going for? Because I think right now, on form, I'm going with Anderson or Wharton. And my doubts on Anderson are how this could easily be a one-season wonder, flash of form. And Wharton's not exactly had a decade of doing it, but I think he's got a little bit more of a body of work that would allow me to make a more educated guess on what we're going to get at United. I think he's the least flashy out of them. I think if I was drawing a comparison, I think he's like Michael Carrick. He's like that sort of player, where he's going to be like mad underrated, go under the radar a little bit, and I think you probably need a little bit of that in a good team. So I probably would go with Wharton if it was me. But if you was going to get Baleba at a mad discount because he's just not happy, he ain't playing, I could still make a case for that. I'd make a case for all three of those. An unfit, out of form Baleba over Jobe Bellingham every day of the week. I'd take that for free. So yeah. Otherwise, it's Wednesday, man. 1 week today I'll be doing my high rocks. First one. I had my last sort of high rocks class session last night at Urban Reform. Now it's about getting a few runs in and not picking up another calf niggle or a hamstring injury, because I feel like it's possible. It's my last one of those done anyway. So I'm going to take it easy on this high rocks. Don't expect me to be breaking any records. The whole idea of this is to finish it. I've got 3 bites of the cherry on a high rocks between now and January. This is the one I want to tick the box and say I did it, because then I've done it. Which means London in December, I can absolutely send it, possibly get injured, possibly overcook myself, possibly fuck it up, and then I have a bit of another bite of the cherry come January with the Manchester one, where whatever I get next week in Birmingham, I want to be knocking minutes off that time. So that's that, yeah, last one, last night. It was a bit of a tough session, that one last night as well. Wait a minute, where's the bridge gone? Bastard. Used to be a bridge there. Right, I think we're getting my feet wet, boys and girls. Don't know when he took that down. That's a pain in the arse, isn't it? Anyway, like I said, if you're interested in getting a little bit more, I really appreciate all the messages that you got yesterday. I'm going to try and reply to as many as I can today. But if you want to be first in line for when a ticket's dropped for IRL Fest, there is going to be 50 spaces and that is it. But I'm going to be doing some meet-up walks. I've got one on Sunday, but it's not my event. And I don't have all the confirmation of it yet. So if and when I'm asked to promote it, I will do. But I've got one of those on Sunday. And then I'll be doing my own of those in the future anyway. And then we've got the IRL Fest, which is going to be a 2-nighter in the Peak District, where we can all learn some skills, get back to nature a little bit, and get after it. Otherwise, hope you have a good day. There are some videos coming out a little bit later on, but it'd be good to get back to Premier League football, wouldn't it? That's what we all want. Right, that's it from me. You'll have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.